What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. What we got today, I'm going to go over all the stuff that I got at this big sale that they had at the local shop, Real Deal Tackle. And they had this huge sale. I went in and just bought way more stuff than I needed, but they had some good deals on some stuff, so I stocked up on some stuff I needed. And also got some new stuff to try out, so we'll go over all that and show you guys. First off, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and if you're subscribed to the channel, I appreciate it. If not, consider hitting that subscribe button so you know when something new comes out. We'll go ahead and get into it because it's going to take us a few minutes to go through all this. First thing I'm going to go over is when you got there, you got to sign up for a raffle that they were doing for a turtle box speaker. They had a Shimano Poison Ultimate rod. It's like a $900 rod. And then you got 5 free baits and also a hat and a t-shirt. So I'm going to go over those baits that we got. It was me and my wife, so we got 10 free baits just for showing up, packs of soft plastics and stuff. So I'll go over that stuff with you real quick, and then we'll get into what we got. So one of the first ones she grabbed was the Spro. It's the Fat Papa 55, and that's a 5 to 9 foot crankbait, and that's in the Gobi color. I'm not going to crack all these open because I've got way too many here to open everything here on camera. It'll take all day. Got several bags of Yamamoto stuff. The Cowboy and this thing. These are actually a pretty cool little bait. This is the Tilapia Magic color. But you can pop these little crawler legs off, get all your little appendages ready, and you got these things just to try to give you a good look at it. Maybe you can see that there. It's got it's like a green pumpkin with all kinds of like rainbow flakes in this thing. So you get out and be a very visible bait, but it's going to have a ton of action to it. So when they're fired up and want something that's got that action, that'll be a good go-to. Next up, we have some of the Yamamoto Senkos, but they're the Fats, and it's a green pumpkin, black flake. So they're just standard Senko, but these things are massive compared to a regular. Let's see if I have any regulars. I got a bag here behind me, so we'll just to show the size difference and how fat those things are. So when you're out looking for, you're on that Senko bite, but looking for something with a little bigger profile, a little different look, these right here would be good to get out and throw around. Plus, on that fall, they're going to catch more water, so you're going to get more of the fluttering off the sides of them. Next, we have the Crawl 425 by Big Bite Baits. And this is in a tilapia color as well. I have to tear that off so I can open this up. I like these things. And I'll probably end up buying more of these after seeing them. But it's like a stick bait, but you've got little crawl appendages on the end of it. So that's something a little different to get out and throw. But I'm gonna get out and see what I think about those. But I like the looks of them, so that's something I may go out and grab some more of. Next, we got more of the Yamamoto Cowboys. And this one is in the blue crawl. So it's here like a green pumpkin color, but it's got like a blue tint to it. Again, it's going to be one of those that has a ton of action to it, but also the legs come stuck to the bait right here. So it's to kill that action a little bit, but then you can pop those off, and then you have that leg for that more curl tail action. So you get a little different action out of those baits. So that's something cool to be able to kind of modify that bait to the bite. Then next up we got a Spro McRip jerkbait. This is the 85. It's a suspending 8 to 10 foot, and it is in the Norman Flake. It's got like the purple and black back with the white belly. Good looking little jerkbait. And we got another McRip, and it's in the Cellmate color. And these are 1/2 ounce. Both of them are 8 to 10 foot divers. And get out and try these things around when that jerkbait bites on and see if we can do any good with them. And then got a couple more of the Fat Papa 55s. One of them is in the honey craw color. And then this one is in the phantom green color. And I really like this color on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and crack one of these open just to take a look and show it off. And it's got the writing on the bottom that says Spro Fat Papa 55. So if you've got a bunch in there, you're not sure which one's which, and it kind of tells you, so you can look and see how deep each one dives. But just for letting you guys see these colors, and I'm not going to open all of them up, but we'll open some of this other stuff up too, so you can get in it and go through and give an opinion on it. And then lastly, on the free baits we got for going in, this is the Yamamoto Ichi worm floater. See that right there. And this one's in the green pumpkin with the black flake, but it's just a big 10-inch worm with the curly tail. So I like to throw these bigger worms, throw them on the grassy banks and stuff, and I usually do pretty good. So I've not tried the Yamamoto ones, so I'm excited to get out and give these things a shot. I usually use it's the Zoom Magnums or the Old Monsters, I believe. So those are the ones that I normally throw. But I'm always up for trying some new ones, so I'll get out and give those things a shot. And again, being a Yamamoto bait, I'm sure it's a good one. Next up, I got this deep lure lock box, and my thoughts for this is I like to keep my soft plastic swim baits in their clamshell packages. So that way I can just throw them back in that clamshell, put them in here, and I've got them all under my seat, so I know where they're at, and they're all there together. But keep them in that clamshell to help keep that tail intact and keep that shape to that tail, so you're not having to bring your baits in and throw them in boiling water to get the tails to go back to normal. Now, I'll get this bag up and we'll start going through it and go through some of the stuff we got. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to split it up. I'll go over the little bit of terminal tackle that I did get. It wasn't very much, just 2 little things. And then we'll go over the soft plastics and then the hard baits that we got, and kind of break it down that way. So if there's a certain part of the video you want to see, it makes it a little bit easier for you. So first off, we got these owner beast hooks. I got me some more of the 8/0 owner beast for my bigger swim baits and be able to throw those on. And then got some of the 3/8 ounce, just because they were on sale, the tungsten bullet weights for my Texas rigs and stuff. Now with my soft plastics, I needed to restock on my rage bugs and in this June bug color. I've got some of the other colors over here, but This is one of my favorite baits to Texas rig. You can take this thing and you can flip them into cover. You can throw them in open water and just slow roll them and reel them. And there's such a versatile bait. You can use as a jig trailer and do so many things with them. But I really love these things. They've got an excellent action to them, and they've got one of my favorite June bug patterns. The purple with the green it really stands out, and I do well in all water clarities with this thing. All their baits have the scent on them. All these rage baits. It's a coffee scent, and I don't know what it is, but I can use this over another bait that looks similar and do really well. So I don't know if it's that scent and that flavor or what it is, but if you haven't tried these Strike King Rage Tails, I use the punch bugs. When I'm using a tube, I use the coffee tubes, the Rage coffee tubes, and do really well with them as well. So I highly recommend checking this stuff out. Next, I got something that I've not tried before. You guys watched the last video, you saw that I picked up some of the Rapala Crush City swim baits. I think it's called the Mayor. So these are called the Bronco Bug. I got 2 packs of these, and the reason for that is I got 2 different colors. This one I'm not going to take out of the pack because it's just a green pumpkin with a black flake, but I'll show you this one right here, and that green pumpkin is just basic green pumpkin. So this color is called the Candy Bug. So it's kind of a June bug-ish type color. Just the most June bug one I could find. But it's black with a purple, blue, and green flake in it. And of course it's a cross style bait. But it's got these huge, heavy appendages on the end of it for the cross. Look like boxing gloves. So I'm curious to see how this thing's gonna swim and get this thing in the tank, see what it looks like. And I'll make sure I do a video when I do that and put these crawl baits in that tank and see what we're looking at. But I'm curious to get out and see this one. I hadn't opened them up until I got home and saw what they were. So I'm really curious on those. If you guys have fished these, let me know what you think about them, because it's something new for me. I've not seen anything with those big boxing glove type crawls that are heavy, so I assume it's going to help weigh that bait down instead of letting it float up. I'm not sure. So we'll get out and we'll see how we do with those. And then next up, got some pumpkin colored, and it's got the black and green flake in it of the Yamamoto Senkos. The pumpkin color with black and green in it. Just your standard 5-inch Senko. Talked to some guys and they've been doing really good on this orange color, so figured why not give that one a shot and get out and see what I think about it. Now these next ones are some that I'm really excited to get out and try, and it's some Japanese baits. I've been wanting to get my hands on them for a while, and I'll go to buy them, and they're not cheap for a pack of soft plastics. They're like $9 or $10 for a pack of soft plastics. So I wasn't super excited about it, but when they had them for 30% off, I was like, might as well get it now and try it and see what I think about it. So what it is this G-Crack or G-Crack, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's a Japanese company, and these are made out of an SAF material instead of your normal stuff that soft plastics are made out of, and these are made in Japan. But this is the 4.8-inch bellows stick, and I can't tell you what color it is because it's written all in Japanese. Looks just like a green pumpkin though. But a lot of these things have a scent on them, and it's like a squid scent that I guess like Kitech does, but these things, they all have that real strong smell to them. but it's kind of like a stick worm, but you've got this pointy tail to it. But you've got these ribs all down these things. And any video that I've seen, the way these things displace water and you see that movement, it just looks crazy. So I wanted to get these and give them a shot, get out and see what we think. And if it's something I enjoy throwing, I'll go back and buy some more. I don't care to pay for some baits that I like, but I just hate to pay a whole lot for a bait that I don't know what it does or how it swims. But excited to get out and give these things a shot. And then next up, I got it's the same company, but this is the Bellows gill, and this is in the 2.8 size. And they have a bunch of different sizes, but a lot of them were out of stock. And they stay out of stock on these things. Again, not sure on this color because this one's in Japanese as well. But these things smell super strong. The scent on them is very, very noticeable. But it's like a bait fish profile. You've got that sharp little tail, but then again, all these little ribs down this thing. And this is one of those that hopefully when I put it in the tank really shines and you can see the action that these things have. But I've seen people Texas rigging these. I've seen people using them as chatterbait trailers, swim jig trailers, and then the bigger sizes I've seen, which I mean you could do with the smaller ones as well. I picked up that buzzbait last week, and it's a skirtless buzzbait. So I've seen people take these, like this bigger one right here I'm fixing to show you, and put them on that skirtless buzzbait and do really well with. So this one is the Bellows shad, where the one I just showed you was the Bellows gill. And a little different profile. If you look at the ones that are the same size, the gill is shorter, wider, like thicker bait, and the shad is a longer, more slender style bait. But this one is actually in English, so it's the Bellows shad. The number's 348. It's Hayaki WM gill, and it's like this really weird green with like a gold and black flake in it. But again, you've got those little ribs all the way down this thing. You got a stick solid body in the middle with those ribs all the way down these things. And just to show side by side the difference, the shad I have is a 3.8 and the gill is a 2.8, but you can see that 2.8 gill is a little bit wider actually than that 2.8 shad. So that shad is a little smaller in width, but it has a little different action to it as well. So because it's got the longer, more pronounced tail on it. So I'm super stoked to have these and get out and try these things. That's one that I've been wanting to try. And when I could find them, I couldn't make myself buy them. All right, so now we're gonna get into these hard baits that I got. Not a lot, but this is where most of my money was spent. Bought some bigger glide baits and stuff, and just wanted to work on that some. That's something that I don't do a whole lot, and I'm trying to get into, in case you can't tell from some of the past videos. It's stuff that I'm trying to purchase and build up and learn how to use properly. If you guys got any tips on that stuff, big swim baits, big glide baits, what lines you use, what rods you throw them on, what reels you use, anything, please leave me that down in the comments and give me some info on this stuff, because I'm trying to learn how to throw all this stuff. I've threw some of the 6-inch coal shads and the mag drafts and stuff like that, but trying to get into a little bit of this bigger stuff, some of the Chad shads, some of the bigger glide baits, the 9-inch glide baits and stuff like that. So if you guys got any info on that, please keep me up to date on all this stuff. I'm sitting here talking about all these glide baits, and the first bait I'm going to show you is not a glide bait though. It is the Spro Flapping Frog, and this one's in the Killer Gill color. I always like to have a flapping frog on deck when I'm throwing a frog. Spro makes an excellent frog. I mean, they're the gold standard when it comes to throwing frogs, basically. But the flapping frog has these flapper feet, and if you've ever fished those Stanley rivets, they make the hollow body version, and I absolutely love those things. So when I saw that Spro started making this one, and it's not going to tear up as much because it's made out of more like a soft body, hollow body frog material, I was pretty excited to see that I could get out and have one of these and it lasts a little longer, because the Stanley rivets, they come in a pack like soft plastics. You might get 3 or 4 in a pack, and you go through them fairly quick if you're on a good bite, because it's got the screw lock in the nose and it just keeps ripping out. So I've got one of these flapping frogs that, well, I've got 2 of them. One of them is trash because when they first started, they had the little weight in the belly, and that thing came out first fish I caught on it. And then got to talking to the guys at the shop, and they were like, yeah, they redid those and they have the internal weight now. So hoping that it did better, I bought the second one, and it did a lot better. They hold up really well. I can still fish that one. It's just, it doesn't have the weight in it, so it doesn't cast anywhere near as far. But these things are awesome, and that's something that I recommend checking out if you like frog fishing. Next, we'll get into this S-Waver 168, and that's in the Alabone shad. My goal was to get one of the 200s, but they were sold out. So apparently River to Sea doesn't want you to get in this package. If you do know much about fishing glide baits, even people that don't know a whole lot knows that this is kind of the glide bait for dummies. It's the gold standard as far as affordable glide baits that you can get out and throw. And I've seen where people modify these things and take and Dremel this out a little bit so you get more action out of it, a lot of stuff like that. But I figure I need to learn how to use this thing like it is. I do like this color pattern though. It's got like the foil on the inside, so you've got that shimmer, and then it's got like the shiny gills, but you have a little bit of chartreuse right here under the lip of it. You got the green on the back. It's a really good looking color. Got the softer tail on it. Again, that's the River to Sea S-Waver, and look forward to get out and slinging that thing around. Not gonna trash this packaging because it's going straight on the boat. Next up, we got another Nessie. That's the Power Bait by Berkley, and this one's in the burnt bone color. I just got the 7-inch. I have a 9-inch and a 5-inch. And some of the others, the 9-inch and the 7-inch that I have are different colors, but this burnt bone color, I really liked it. They had these things on sale for $7 a piece, and they're normally, I think, $12.99. So I thought, why not grab me another one and get after it. They had the coal shads on sale really cheap. I think they were $6.99 a piece. I didn't get any more of those. I've got several, so I didn't need them. What else did they have? They had these Chad shads, and that's what I'm going to show you next. They had for $34, and this is a $60 bait. So they had these, and I couldn't pass them up. I've been wanting this bone one. I've not been able to find it, and I saw it, and I snatched it up. But then I saw this grand shad. And this is a color that I've not seen before, so I don't know if they've added some new colors recently that I'm not aware of. But this thing looks good. It's got the different hues of green and yellow and white with a tinge of pinkish purple here on the bottom. And then you've got like those gold gill or scales. And then you got a little bit of color here on the gill plates. You got those cat style eyes to them. And then you've got that soft little tail on these things. But stoked about this color. That thing, I really like these. So I'm just gonna get out and throw these things around. That one's going on the boat as well as the bone. These are going straight in the box. Hoping to get out and throw these things around some of these fish that have spawned out, post-spawn fish that are really hungry and wanting to eat. But this bone is legit. I love that color. You got the black on the back, a little bit of black on the fins, and the black on the back here. I say black, that's more like just a darker gray, but I like that these things have the swiveling hook hangers. I wish more of the bigger baits did that. I know some of them do, but I wish more of them did. But these things, they've got a lot of action in them, and it's because they're a choppier style bait, I know. But again, if you have any experience using these things, leave me some comments, please. Next, I got me some lure knockers, because if I'm going to throw a $60 bait, I want to be able to throw something down there and get that thing back. So just slide these on your line and send them down, and hopefully they knock that thing loose. Got a couple of those. They were a couple bucks a piece. Somebody local makes them, so figured I'd grab some of those just in case. Even throwing crankbaits anymore, you're looking at $15 a crankbait just about it. So being able to save as much money as you can, send that thing down, let it knock it loose, and reel it back out of there. And then lastly, on the smaller stuff, I got this Sunline All Might. They had this stuff for $14, and I'd never seen it, never used it. And what intrigued me is it is a sinking braid. Multicolored, which I'm not crazy about, not something I've used before, but I'll probably be using a leader with it anyways, because I'm thinking about putting this on my swim bait rod, and then I just use a fluoro leader. So we'll see how that goes. I may change my mind and try something different. But this sinking braid is something, that's what caught my attention. Is I've read stuff about people using braid with their glide baits and it floats too high, so they have to use a fluoro leader, and I thought I might be able to tie straight to it with this. Thought I'd give it a shot and see. Not sure, but that's a 22.5 pound rating, so get out, give it a shot. If not, I'm not out a whole lot. I can use it on some other stuff. Touching on these glide baits, these Chad Shads. I also have the Ghost Rainbow, but what I bought is this Phoenix FTX series. It's the Feather series, and this is a 77XH, which is extra heavy, and you can throw 1/2 ounce to 3 ounce lures on this thing, and the weight of this rod absolutely blew my mind. So they had this rod marked down. I think it's a $199 rod. They had it marked down to 90 bucks. And what I was looking at getting was the actual Spro Chad Shad rod, because they had it for 100 bucks. And I'd already picked this one up and held it, felt of it, and was surprised at how light it was. Being the Feather series, I mean, I know that's what it's known for. But then I saw that Spro rod, so I picked that thing up, and it was like holding 2 or 3 of these at the same time. The weight difference. So when you're throwing a bait of this size, like me out throwing my umbrella rigs and stuff, it's nice to have that lighter rod and be less fatigue on yourself throughout the day. So super stoked about this thing. Got out and just threw it off the bank a little bit just to see how I liked it, and it loads up really well on the cast and will throw this Chad shad a mile. Got it paired up with that Daiwa Tatula, and that's on a 6.3 gear ratio, 20-pound floor on it right now. And that's a reel that I already had, and I took it off one of my other rods and put on here. And then I'm just going to replace that one with a 100. I didn't really need a 200 for what I was using it for. So got that bigger spool on there for that bigger line. Be able to get out and chuck this thing around and hopefully get into some fish. But I've ran long-winded on this thing, so I'm going to let you guys go, get off here. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned. Hopefully see me get out and catch some of these, catch my first shad fish and get out and catch all these. I've caught some on one of the other S waivers, but hopefully we can get out and do a little bit of fishing and catch a bunch of that stuff. Looking forward to getting out in the morning and chuck these things around and see what I can do. But again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you hadn't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit that thing for me, and that way you know when this stuff comes out. It helps this video to be seen by more people and can potentially get us to where we can do more stuff like this. Other than that, that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.